I mean, I'm surprised that y'all talked 2 weeks before. This, to me, I'm like, okay, there must have been some tension leading up to it. Like, y'all must have been on bad terms, something. One last question. If he were to call you up and say, yo, let's work it out, would you do it?
I don't want to talk to that nigga.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to that nigga, like, you know.
Yo, what's good, fam? We back again with another crazy story. And this one is about to shake the internet. Today we diving into the real history behind one of the wildest situations in Louisiana street culture. No exaggeration, this story is deeper than music, deeper than lyrics, and it's been years in the making. Remember when NBA YoungBoy dropped that track where he mentioned Nussie, and the entire state of Louisiana lost its mind? That wasn't just entertainment. That moment reopened wounds that people thought were gone forever. This situation goes back decades: real street tension, murder cases, loyalty turned into betrayal, and to Baton Rouge icons who went from being like family to straight-up enemies. When YoungBoy said that name, he wasn't just casually name-dropping. He brought back a murder case that almost put Boosie on death row, a legendary figure who lost his life, and a city that has been divided ever since. Baton Rouge hasn't been the same, and this beef changed everything. To really understand how things got here, we gotta rewind. Both NBA YoungBoy and Boosie come from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But their story is way more complicated than people think. Baton Rouge isn't a big city around a couple 100,000 people, so when two superstars rise from the same place, their paths are bound to collide. Boosie had already been solidified as a legend since the early 2000s. He was that guy while YoungBoy was still a kid running around the neighborhood. He came up dropping classics with the legends before Whip was even old enough to understand what was happening in the game. But Baton Rouge is split. North side versus South side. Different hoods, different energy. Boosie is from the South, especially that bottom area. YoungBoy is from the North. It may seem like nothing, but in street politics, that difference means everything. When Whip started blowing up around 2015-2016, Boosie was already stamped in history. At first, it was all love. There was mutual respect. Boosie recognized YoungBoy's talent, and YB respected the OG who paved the road before him. They were cool. No beef. No tension. But things changed fast. As YoungBoy started skyrocketing crazy YouTube numbers, street respect, labels calling, people started saying he was moving different. Some felt like he stopped showing love to the legends who helped build Louisiana hip-hop. Boosie started noticing it when YoungBoy stopped clearing songs and wasn't showing that same Louisiana unity anymore. Boosie even spoke on it, saying he always helped Louisiana artists, cleared music, supported the culture. But with YoungBoy, something shifted. Maybe label politics, maybe ego, maybe personal issues. Whatever it was, that love wasn't being returned anymore. That's when the subliminals started flying. Lines in songs, little shots, quiet tension turned loud. The streets picked sides, Team Boosie or Team YB, and Baton Rouge became split right down the middle. Boosie felt disrespected. He felt like after everything he did for the culture, YoungBoy wasn't showing proper respect. And when a Louisiana legend feels played, things get serious. Fans were hyped, but the streets were getting dangerous. Then came the surprise nobody expected. They actually squashed it for a while. A legendary phone call happened. Kevin Gates, Frito Bang Boosie, NBA YoungBoy, all on the same call. This wasn't just any conversation. This was Louisiana royalty coming together to call peace, even if only temporarily. And that's where the story takes an even crazier turn. This is where the story takes a wild turn. Boosie actually opened up about this moment during his interview on Real Emotion, and you could hear the raw pain in his voice. He said that phone call messed his head up in the best way, because it came at a time when his life was crumbling around him. Legal battles, family drama, stress piling up, the fear of prison constantly hanging over him. He was fighting demons on every side. And then suddenly, that call came in. NBA YoungBoy on the line, Kevin Gates on the line, Frito Bang on the line, all of them together. Louisiana royalty on one phone, trying to finally bring peace. Boosie admitted he needed that call more than anybody knew. For a moment, it felt like Louisiana was finally healing. He even talked about possibly dropping an entire project with YoungBoy. Fans were hyped. The streets were celebrating. Everybody thought the war was over and unity was coming back. And let's be real, Kevin Gates probably had a huge hand in making that happen. He's always tried to be the mediator in Louisiana, the one person pushing peace. Frito had his reasons to heat Boosie's blood, so watching Family Feud didn't sit right with him. But here's something people rarely talk about. Boosie's own son, Tootie Rod, is one of YoungBoy's biggest fans. That kid plays YB nonstop, and that hits different when your child looks up to the person you're beefing with. Imagine your son asking, "Dad, why you going at my favorite rapper?" That kind of reality check humbles you quick. 2D represents the new Louisiana generation kids who don't want chaos, they want music unity, and legends standing together instead of tearing each other apart. That alone probably pushed Boosie to rethink everything. And let's keep it all the way real. Boosie is smart. He knows NBA YoungBoy isn't somebody you casually go to war with. This has nothing to do with fear, it's strategy. YB carries a different level of intensity. His life has been chaos, violence, arrests, tragedy, and survival. And you can hear it in every song. The streets respect him because they know it's real. Meanwhile, Boosie already survived serious charges, escaped death row, and built an empire. He has businesses, kids, and a legacy. Why risk all of that for beef? Plus, there's an age difference. Boosie is older now, wiser. He sees things clearer. YoungBoy is still young, full of emotion and fire. Boosie probably sees his younger self in him, and doesn't he want to see another young king ruin his life over ego? But don't get it twisted, Boosie isn't soft. He's just calculated. Picking your battles wisely is strength. Everything looked peaceful, until YoungBoy detonated the situation with one move. Out of nowhere, he dropped a track called Nussie and Baton Rouge exploded. For those who don't know, Nussie was a respected Baton Rouge street figure who was murdered in 2009. And Boosie was once accused of being connected to that murder charges that almost put him on death row. So Wemib named a song after that man? Yeah, that wasn't coincidence. That was a direct slap in the face. And the timing, even crazier. Just weeks after the peace call, weeks after Unity, YoungBoy releases a track guaranteed to reignite fire. Louisiana wasn't ready for what came next. So here's where things get even more insane. After YoungBoy dropped that track, people were split. Either he didn't realize the chaos he was about to unleash, or he knew exactly what he was doing and wanted the world to feel that shockwave. Because the name he used wasn't random. Christopher Jackson, better known as Nussie, also called Mr. Badaz, was one of the most feared and respected names in Baton Rouge during the 2000s. He wasn't just another street dude. He was a certified figure in the city, originally coming up out of Easy Town, but heavily representing South Baton Rouge. Nussie built power, money, and influence. He had his own crew. He was transitioning into rap. He owned Club 125. He was living like a boss. In one of his last interviews, he even said it himself, he wasn't trying to pretend he was something he wasn't. He was a street guy who just wanted to show he could make music too. The city backed him because they knew he was a real deal. Everything he had, he earned the hard way. But that reputation also came with darkness. Nussie wasn't just known for hustling. He was known for being ruthless. Stories circulated about him robbing other dealers, even people close to him. Some say he robbed his own father's plug, vanished with kilos, and moved like a ghost. And when you live like that, enemies stack up fast. Eventually, tension grew between him and people tied to Boosie's circle. Territory, power, respect. All the ingredients that usually lead to bloodshed. Then February 9, 2009 happened. Nussie was murdered inside his home on America Street. The shooting was brutal, multiple shots to the head. Executed like someone wanted to make a statement, and instantly, the rumors started flooding the streets. Boosie's name came up. Investigators built their case around a teenager named Michael Marlowe Mike Louding, who they claimed was Boosie's trigger man. They accused Boosie of putting a $30,000 bounty on Nussie's head, saying it was all tied to ongoing beef. Prosecutors painted Boosie like a mob boss, someone who ordered hits and used young killers to handle his enemies. It got so serious that Boosie was staring at the death penalty. At first, Marlowe Mike cooperated. He was ready to testify. He even had a tattoo across his stomach with Boosie's name and the words "Who's next" under it, like he was proud of the life he was living. The prosecutors thought the case was locked. They thought it was over. Then everything flipped. When trial day came, Marlowe Mike changed his entire story. He got on the stand and said he lied. Said Boosie didn't order anything. Said the government twisted things. Without his testimony, the case collapsed. Boosie walked out a free man. But the damage? Already done. Baton Rouge never forgot. People still whispered. People still debated. Even though Boosie beat the charges, the shadow of that case followed him everywhere. Nussie's death became permanently intertwined with Boosie's career, his life, his name. So when NBA YoungBoy dropped a song with that name, he wasn't just dropping a track. He ripped the scab off one of the deepest wounds Baton Rouge ever had. And that's when everything truly exploded. And that's exactly why YoungBoy naming a song Nussie shook Louisiana the way it did. That track didn't just drop, it reopened scars people thought were long buried. It dragged painful history right back into the spotlight. Boosie's reaction? A mix of anger, disbelief, and heartbreak. When he first heard about the song, you could tell he was furious, but also deeply hurt. In an interview, he made it clear he doesn't play about the dead. He basically said if you had problems with somebody while they were alive, that doesn't give you the right to disrespect them when they're gone. He refused to entertain that kind of disrespect. But even with all that pain and frustration, Boosie didn't explode the way he could have. He didn't launch a ruthless diss. He didn't go on a warpath. Instead, he showed restraint. When asked if he'd even pick up the phone for YoungBoy, Boosie admitted something real: he didn't want to talk to him. But a part of him did. Because what happened genuinely hurt him. You could hear the emotion in his voice. This wasn't rap drama anymore. This was personal betrayal. Boosie thought the beef was over. Thought things were finally cool. Thought Louisiana was finally coming together. He was ready to build something, ready to create music, ready to bring unity back to Baton Rouge. And then YoungBoy dropped the one song that could cut the deepest. That track shattered everything. That dream of unity, gone. That talk about working together, dead. The city? Divided again. YoungBoy ripped open the deepest wound Boosie had, and after that, there was no pretending things were okay. This entire situation shows how complicated street politics really are, especially when it involves two giants from the same city. Truth is, Boosie and NBA YoungBoy should be standing together, pushing Louisiana forward, showing the world what Baton Rouge truly represents. Instead, they're locked in pain, pride, ego, and history. And here's the crazy part: this story probably isn't finished. YoungBoy is young, bold, and doesn't seem to fear consequences. Boosie is a legend who refuses to let anyone disrespect him, no matter how much he tries to stay mature about it. Something tells me this won't be the last chapter we see. At the end of the day, Louisiana is big enough for both kings. But pride has them clashing when they should be celebrating each other's greatness. So now it's your turn. What do y'all think? Was YoungBoy wrong for dropping that song? Should Boosie have handled it differently? And do you think there's ever a chance these two could truly make peace again? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and stay locked in. Because we're going to keep breaking down the real stories, no matter how uncomfortable they get.